Welcome to Legion Field for Game 2 of our doubleheader of the 19U Super Southern Regional here at SEPA between Stamford and Naugatuck. At this time, we'll have a reading of the Creed, and then we'll play the national anthem.
What are you doing, gentlemen? All right. Repeat after me. I will keep the rules with my teammates, keep my temper, keep myself fit, keep a stout heart in defeat, keep my pride under control in victory, keep a sound soul, a clean mind, and a healthy body. Good luck, gentlemen.
We ask that you please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
The American Legion. We're veterans serving America.
The American...
All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome right back here to SEPA Field for our nightcap as Naugatuck takes on Stanford. The two unbeaten teams will have one with a losing record, well, with a loss, I should say. They'll be even at 1-1 in Super Regional play after today, and they'll take on Cheshire, who had a dramatic win over Hamden earlier today, eliminating Hamden from the Super Regional and the Connecticut American Legion Baseball State Tournament. A thrilling 4-3 walk-off win, the big hit, Ben Skeena, bottom of the seventh inning, his fourth hit of the game, second double of the game. It drove home two. It was a walk-off win for Cheshire. Hamden had two leads of the game at 2-0 and 3-2, couldn't hold it. And Ian Battipaglia in relief picked up the win for Cheshire. Out of town, Waterford eliminated West Hartford with a victory earlier today. So Bristol and Southington battling in the north. The winner of that game will get a day's rest. Similar here, the winner of today's game between Stamford and Naugatuck will get a day's rest, and then others will battle it all out. Matt Wirtz will get the start for Stanford today, making his first start of the year. It's not usually his position to start a game, and they'll try to get a few quality innings out of him, and perhaps we'll see Battapaglia or somebody come on in after that. Nick Bruno, who was in relief yesterday for Naugatuck in their surprising win 2-0 over Cheshire in an 8-inning affair, will get the start. He appeared in a mop-up role, a save opportunity after the great performance put together by Derek Jagello yesterday. So Graveline leading things off. He is 1 for 4 in that victory yesterday for Naugatuck with a run scored against Weirs, and the pitch is up high. Weirs at the University of Bridgeport, one of the young men that filled out our bio form online, which is certainly appreciated. You got Bruno on deck, Marks to follow. And here's the offering. Comes at him, and it's dribbled foul. Graveline, the second baseman. Nick Bruno batting second and pitching. Justin Marks, the center fielder, hitting third. The cleanup hitter is a shortstop. That is Zach Bedrizek. Hitting fifth, the third baseman, Derek Jagello. In the sixth spot is Anthony Verrab, the first baseman. Mark Nofree, the left fielder, is batting seventh today. And Mike Natkeel, the catcher, batting eighth. Batting ninth, the right fielder, Nate Deptula. Weir's looking in for the sign, and here comes the pitch. Curveball going to be fouled off right into the plate umpire. Joe Scaron behind the plate, catching the balls and strikes here today. First baseman is Joe Gambino. Noah Skog at second base defensively. T.J. Wainwright, the shortstop. And Grant Popura is getting the start at third base today. There's a change for head coach Kevin Murray. Jaden Dawkins in left field. Robert Cribben, the center fielder. Anthony Griswaldi in right. And there's a ground ball. It's going to find its way to the green grass in the outfield, and Graveline with a leadoff single here for Naugatuck. They are the nitty-gritty team in this tournament. And they come up with a leadoff single here and got a runner on in the top of the first inning. Going to bring up Nick Bruno, the pitcher. He's 1 for 4 with an RBI yesterday. Here comes the pitch to the plate, and Bruno is going to pop it up and foul it off to the right. Yeah, Bruno was a closer yesterday and did a nice job when he came on in relief. Beat Cheshire by the score of 2-0. Cheshire had a chance to win that game in the bottom of the seventh inning, and the suicide squeeze failed, and it took them out of the inning. Today they needed drama to win in the bottom of the seventh versus Hampden. 3 times already, including pod play, Cheshire has needed a walk-off bottom of the seventh inning to win a game. So they're hanging in there by the skin of their teeth. That pitch in there for the strike call to Bruno, and the count goes 1-2. Graveline at the bag at first. What we saw from Stanford yesterday versus Hampden, they're opportunistic, and they have some good team speed. They stole 3 bases yesterday, so Naugatuck, when they're out there defensively, is going to have to be aware of that. That's a chop to the third baseman. Popora is going to field it. His throw is on time. No, ball was dropped over there by Gambino. It was going to be a very close play. Got a feeling Bruno may have legged it out anyhow. That will go as a base hit.
The center fielder, Justin Marks.
And that's going to bring up Justin Marks. Marks was 1 for 4 with an RBI yesterday. So this is a part of the batting order that can get the job done for this Naugatuck team. Naugatuck was just a couple of games over 500 in Zone 5 league play at 13-11. They're getting hot at the right time. Marks the center fielder. Shows bunt, bunts it to the backstop. Of course, Stanford representing Zone 4. Northwest Division had a very fine season, going 21-3. Long look in by Wares. And the pitch to the plate. Curveball down low. Scoran's going to block it, throw to third, but not in time. Kapura able to keep it in the infield. So the wild pitch down into that dirt area, allowing Graveline to take third. Now you got him on the corners for Naugatuck with nobody out, so they're off to a great start here. Mark's the center fielder looking for his second RBI of the Super Regional Tournament. Where's the pitch down low, goes to the backstop. No advance by the runner at third, but taking off the second was Bruno. He was going anyways. They're going to give him a stolen base there. Graveline remained anchored at the bag at third. Probably a pretty good decision. Not a lot of space behind home plate, and quickly to it was the catcher, Scarad. Runners at second and third now. That ball fouled off. Long look in. Naugatuck trying to jump out early here. They had enough nail biters yesterday. Hits to the right side. That's going to bring home a run. And safe at first. Pitcher Wares was slow getting over there. Gambino went to get it, the first baseman. That's going to go as a base hit and an RBI and a run. And it's quickly 1-0 on 3 consecutive hits.
The shortstop.
Now you got runners on the corners.
Shortstop, number 22.
So a run home. But Ryzik will come to the plate, the shortstop. Zach was 0 for 3 yesterday. For Marks, that's his second RBI of this Super Regional Tournament. He just hit that to the right spot. That's all you need to do. Make contact, make the defense play it. Very important game. You win today, you get tomorrow off. Get the rest up a little bit, then come back and have 2 chances at it. One on Tuesday, and if you don't win there, you can come back Wednesday and perhaps make your way to a state championship. Naugatuck has won 6 titles in their history. The last one coming in the early 2000s. Wares pitch, runner goes, pitch popped up, foul territory, first base side, and not caught there by Gambino. Gambino had his back to home plate and losing his balance here a little bit, and it might have been over the boundary line. It would have been an interesting ruling anyhow if he had held on. So he was trying to walk the line, so to speak. That's an imaginary fence. It's both down the third base and the first base side that way here at SEPA. Count 0-2. Peter Isaac does a nice job in the field for this Naugatuck team. He's been very impressive. Here comes the pitch, fastball up high, and the count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes. Graveline with a single to the outfield to left. Bruno able to lay one down. Marks hit one to where they weren't. That brought home a run. Runners now at second and third. Curveball missed outside. With nobody out here in the top of the first. Outfield playing just about straight away. Dawkins is the left fielder. Center fielder Cribben. Gazwaldi in right. Pitch swing and a miss and the strikeout. First out of the game. But Isaac will go back to the dugout. Wares picking up his first strikeout. Derek Gello coming to the plate. What a performance he put forth on the mound yesterday. He just held Cheshire at bay. Had his breaking ball working, set up his fastball with his off-speed pitches. Just a masterful performance. Playing third base today. Also went 1 for 4. He's a real hustler. You can tell he loves this game of baseball. And he'll punch one in the right field for a base hit. Throw will go to the shortstop, Wainwright, in the infield. That's an RBI single for Jagello. Bruno scores from the bag at third. It's 2-0.
The first baseman, Austin.
And they got runners at first and second.
First base, number 17.
That's the 4th hit of the inning. And a 2-0 lead. Verrab, the first baseman yesterday, struggled a bit at the plate. He went 0 for 3. If he gets a hold of it, he can really hit it well. Wears into the windup in the pitch. Fastball strike call. 4 hits in the inning now for Naugatuck, and a 2-0 advantage here at the top of inning number 1. Pitch low and away. Count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes to Verrap. No free in the on-deck circle. Where's has thrown a lot of pitches in this half inning. Curveball, strike 3 call. Pretty pitches, second strikeout of the inning. It's always kind of weird. You see a team come up with 3-4 hits in an inning, yet the pitcher on the hill is out there striking out the side on occasion. So here's Mark Nofree. He's heading to Springfield College. Dad football coach out at Sacred Heart. Pitch missed inside. Nofree, good athlete. Went 0 for 2 yesterday with a walk. Where's pitch? Ground ball hit down to the shortstop. And it's off the shortstop, Wainwright, and everybody's going to be safe. Well, you had the runner deflecting his view as Marks timed it beautifully and just kind of blinded him. That's going to go as an E6. And the base is now loaded with 2 down. First ever by Stanford here today. To the plate comes Nat Keel, the catcher. He was 0 for 3 with an RBI yesterday. So bases are loaded. Naugatuck has already sent 8 to the plate here in this contest. Scarad went out, had a quick chat with Wares. Now everybody is set to go, settled in. That Keel, the catcher. Heading the count, 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Strike call to the outside part, and the count goes 1 ball and 1 strike to Nat Keel. Neptula in the on-deck circle for Naugatuck. Looking for a key 2-out base hit here to try to break this thing open early. In there for the strike. Of course, a lot of baseball to be played. We're only in the top of the first. Wares with a glove high. Right-hander's delivery. And missed outside, not by much. The count goes level at 2 balls and 2 strikes on that Keel. Gambino playing behind the runner at first. Middle infielder's back. And the curveball. A little high, count goes full 3-2. Now there's nowhere to put him. Wares with a long look in. Here comes a payoff pitch. Down low. That's ball 4, and another run will score. That Keel draws the walk and an RBI. Marks will score. So the first 3 batters in the lineup of Naugatuck have all crossed the plate now. Bases remain loaded, and they have a 3-0 lead.
Nate Deptula, right field, number 6.
Deptula now stepping up to the plate. And the pitch to the number 9 hitter. He was 1 for 3 yesterday, was Nate. Playing right field. Pitch in there for the strike call. Good pitch from Wares. Might have been his best pitch of this half inning thus far. Count of 1 ball, 1 strike. Deptula. Base is still loaded. Low and inside. Graveline in the on-deck circle. He began the inning with a base hit out in the left field. Swing and a miss. The count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Ground ball hit down to second base. Fielded there by Skog. And on the first, and that will end it. 4-3. Damage is done, and a lot of it, as 9 to the plate. 3 runs will score for Naugatuck on a total of 4 hits. There was an error, and 3 left on base. We'll be back with the bottom of inning number 1, and Naugatuck already has 3 on the board. Back with more right after this. Stay with us.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
but most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
You're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
You also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
It is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
The American Legion. We're veterans serving America.
Yeah, I'd welcome right back to the bottom of the first inning, and Stanford coming to the plate for the first time. Noah Skog to lead it off here, over 3 yesterday in that win over Hamden as a second baseman. And facing Nick Bruno, had the save yesterday. Bruno making, let's see, his 6th appearance as his 2nd start. He's only worked 13 innings this year, so certainly has a fresh arm. And coming in with an 0-2 record. The winningest pitcher, Jagello, with, well, I should say Deptula. Oh, no, that's right. Deptula with 5, yeah. But Ryzik with 4 wins on the year. Jagello now has 4 after his win yesterday, which was just spectacular. So here comes a pitch. Inside for a ball, a Skog. Wainwright is on deck. Scarad the catcher to follow third. Gazwaldi in the cleanup spot. Gambino hitting 5th. Popora, the third baseman, hitting 6th. The pitcher Wares hitting 7th. Cribben 8th. The center fielder and Dawkins, a left fielder, hitting 9th. That Keel behind the plate catching the balls and strikes. And that pitch miss. Anthony Verrab at the bag at first. Graveline, your second baseman. Zach Bedrizik at shortstop. And Derek Jagello is at the bag at third. No free in left. Marks in center. Deptula, the right fielder, as Skog draws a leadoff walk.
TJ Wainwright, shortstop, number 5.
Brings up Wainwright with a runner on and nobody out. Wainwright yesterday 0 for 2 and a walk, a shortstop. Very good pitcher, by the way, is Wainwright. Favorite class at Central Connecticut State University is mathematics, wants to be a policeman. Loves the game of baseball. Only sport he plays. Wants to serve our community, which is great to hear. Bruno right now wants to place him back in the dugout if he can. That ball well struck, high and deep to left field. No free going back, and it's over his head. He'll have to chase it down to the warning track. Heading to third and putting the brakes on there is Skog, and into second with a no-doubt double is Wainwright. So that's a big hit by Wainwright there.
The catcher, Joe Scarrett. Catcher, number 13.
And Stanford in business with runners at second and third now. And nobody out. Scarrett stepping up to the plate, the catcher, 1 for 2. With a run scored and a walk yesterday. Number 3 hitter in the lineup for the Stanford team. Right now, Bruno just trying to give some valuable innings to this Naugatuck team. Big swing and a miss. Of course, with pitch counts, it makes guys available, unavailable. Guys will be in certain roles they're not accustomed to. Bruno making only his second start. Likewise for Wares for Stamford, there's a swing and a miss, making his first start of the season. That pitch, big strike call there, and the count goes 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's Waldy in the on-deck circle. Bruno's pitch, curveball, hitting the ground to the third baseman. Jagello holds the runner, throws across the diamond. A nice play there by Verrab at first. 5-3 on the putout. Runners remain anchored. 1 down here in the bottom of the first inning.
Reed Jeswaldi.
Jeswaldi stepping up to the plate, 1 for 3 yesterday. Had him down as Anthony. That's what it was on the roster sheet that I had, but announced as Reed. And on my bio sheet, it's Reed. I'm going to go back and see if I just have eyes that don't work anymore. No, it says Anthony. Must like to be called Reed. I guess that's what it is. And he drives one in the right center field. That's going to bring home a run. Deptula will field it there. Here comes another. And the throw to the infield and cut off by Verrab. And that is a 2-run single by, call me anything you want, Jeswaldi right now. As he drives home a pair.
The first baseman.
Makes it a 3-2 game.
Gambino. First base, number 37.
Two hits now in the inning for the Stanford team. Gambino 2 for 3 with a double yesterday. Hits it up off the mound. They get the out the back at second and on the first, and that is an inning-ending double play. That's going to go Gaviline, Bedrizik on the Verrab, so 4, 6, and 3 on the double play, but some damage is done. Got a high-scoring affair through 1 here. Is 2 put up on the board by Stamford on a couple of hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We'll be back with more right after this. Stay with us on SportingNewsCT.com. 3-2, Naugatuck through 1.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Welcome back as we move on to the top of inning number 2. And Graveline coming to the plate for the second time. Singleton scored back in the first. Was advanced to base on a wild pitch. Matt Ware's out in the mound, University of Bridgeport, career in sports media. Perhaps he can do some work for us. There's a fly ball hit out the right, and Gesualdi will put it away. So you have one down on one pitch.
Nick Bruno.
Brings up Nick Bruno, who singled, stole a base, and scored a run. And he wears out in the hill on the pitch up high for a ball. Got Marks in the on-deck circle. Wares had been playing baseball a long time, 14 years of baseball experience for the pitcher out in the hill. Outfield playing just about straight away. Pitch has popped up behind us and out of play. Bruno awaits with the bases empty and one down. That pitch outside. Matt Tiplett picked up the win yesterday, pitched a marvelous game in that shutout victory over Hamden. He was nearly unhittable, and there's a base hit up the middle by Bruno. So Nick comes up with his second hit of the game.
Justin Marks.
Brings up Justin Marks, who has an RBI base hit already. We're in the second inning. Five hits collected by Naugatuck through an inning and a third. This is Marks. Pitch low and inside. So it's Anthony Reed Gesualdi, and I guess he likes to go by Reed. At least he is today. Although on the official lineup card handed to us, it was Anthony. He's getting a lot of face time because of the name change there. I kind of like that. Good marketing ploy. Ware's looking in for the sign, the right-hander. He deals. Hit hard on the ground and through the right side. Marks now 2 for 2, and up a station goes Bruno. Now you got runners at first and second with one out. That's another hit, 6 of them already for Naugatuck. Now Bedrzyk will step up to the plate. Zach struck out his first time. He can also pitch. I would imagine we'd see Bedrzyk on Tuesday if Naugatuck were to hold on and win here today. And if not, he may be eligible to go tomorrow. Jagello in the on-deck circle. 2 on and 1 out here in the top of 2. That ball hit high in the air. Left fielder Dawkins trying to chase it down. It's going to be over his head and bounce off the wall. That was well struck. 2 runs being sent home. And the throw way offline, but no advance on the bag at second by Bedrizik as he knocks home 2 with an RBI double. Bruno scored easily. Marks scampering all the way around from first.
The third baseman, Derek Jagello.
So that hit brought home 2. Jagello now stepping up to the plate with a runner yet in scoring position again. So 5-2, Naugatuck leading. Jagello with an RBI base hit his first time. Curveball missed outside. Verrab in the on-deck circle. That's 3 consecutive hits put together by Naugatuck. A swing in the bat today. Ware's pitch, fastball, line drive, right back to the pitcher. Nice snare there. And Jagello hit it right on the nose, hit it to the wrong guy. Guy with a quick glove. So now you got 2 outs in the inning.
Austin Verrab.
Brings up Verrab to the plate. Verrab struck out, called out on strikes back in the first. He's ahead 1-0 here. Now it's 2-0. 2 runs home in the inning. Still got a runner in scoring position. Bedrizik, who doubled home a pair, down at the bag at second. A double by the shortstop, but Naugatuck his first hit of the Super Regional. Ground ball hit slowly down to Skog. Skog will field it and get it onto the bag at first. 4-3 if you score at home, and more damage is done. So 2 more runs plated by Naugatuck on a total of 3 hits. There were no errors, and they leave 1 runner on. They've stranded 4 already in the contest. So we'll be back with the bottom of inning number 2. Naugatuck 5 and Stanford 2. Stay with us.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
All right, welcome right back as we continue with our coverage of American Legion baseball. Bottom of inning number 2. Naugatuck has extended their lead now to 5-2, out hitting Stanford 7-2, but we're only in the bottom of the second inning. Papura leading it off. He didn't play yesterday for Stanford. Gets a chance today. He does the third baseman. Grant attending Drew University. Left-handed hitter. Brings that influence as a college player back to the Stanford program. Matt Ware's on deck, and then Cribbin the follow. Into the windup is Bruno. And the pitch down low, and that's ball 4. So leadoff walk. He walked Skoggs to start the first. He eventually came around to score, and a leadoff walk here. So got a runner on with nobody out.
Pitcher, Matt Weirs. Pitcher, number 23.
And that's going to bring up the pitcher, Matt Weirs, 0 for 3 yesterday as a hitter. Outfield playing just about straight away. Bruno forced to work from the stretch. Pitch missed outside. Pitch down low. Cribbin in the on-deck circle here in the bottom of the second inning. Steve Riley calling some baseball in South Windsor at Rotary Field as we speak. The defending state champ Southington taking on Bristol for the right to remain in the winner's bracket, earn a day off tomorrow. 2 teams eliminated today, West Hartford in the north and Hamden here in the south. Cheshire remains alive. They play the loser of this game today, does Cheshire. The loser of that Bristol Southington game will take on Waterford, who was victorious today. That pitch fouled back. Ware's getting comfortable in that right-hander's batter's box. Bruno with the shirt untucked in the back. Comes in with a fastball and strikes him out. That's a big strikeout, the first of the game. That's a called strikeout. So Bruno with 1 out and 1 on now.
Robert Cribbin.
Brings up Robert Cribbin. Cribbin 0 for 2 with a walk yesterday. Bobby attending Indiana University. Media advertising is something that's on his mind. He loves everything about the mafia, and I do too. I'm one of those guys that loves those old mafia stories. Something romantic about the mafia stories back in the day. Curveball, touched the outside corner. Pretty pitch by Bruno, and he seems to be loosening up now quite effectively. He gets ahead of Cribbin here, 0-2. Cribbin also a football player in his high school days. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bruno ready to deal it. That's going to break away from the catcher, and that keel was down in the dirt, and before able to advance a base. Would imagine they'd rule that one a wild pitch. Coaching staff from Stanford using a term I like to use, level count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that is a strike 3 call. That unlevels things right there. Second consecutive strikeout for Bruno as he finds his spot. And he got 2 down with a runner in scoring position. Here's Jaden Dawkins at the plate, the left fielder.
Number 4.
He's the number 9 hitter in the lineup, is Dawkins. And the pitch to the plate, big swing and a miss by Jaden. Pitch down low. Jaden Dawkins, 6 feet 180, out of Stanford High School. He'll graduate in 2020. Pure athleticism. He's got that look. Number 9 here in the lineup for Stanford. Pitch down low. Nice stop there by Keel. Verrab at first. Graveline at the bag at second. Peter Isaac is your shortstop. Jagello at third base. No free marks, and Depp Tula in the outfield from left to right. And the pitch. Foul tipped into the catcher's mitt. Held on to there, and the count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bruno with a chance to strike out the side here in the second. Get banged around for 2 runs back in the first inning as Waldy drove him home with a base hit. There's a ball past the outstretched hand of the third base coach / manager, Kevin Murray. I think Kevin 2 years ago would have got that with no problem at all. I don't know if he'd be in my starting lineup anymore with Kevin. I'll have to ask him that after the game. One of the truly nice guys in Legion play. Good coach. All kinds of great baseball experience. And there's a good bit of hitting by Dawkins as he drives it into left field for a 2-out single. Advancing to third base, Papura, and now you got runners
The second baseman,
at first and third.
Noah Skog.
And it brings up Skog for the second time. He walked and scored back in the first. That base hit for Stanford, their third of the game. As Bruno from the stretch. Naugatuck leading at 5-2. Runners are going to go. There's not going to be any throw down, and Dawkins will take that without any restraints by Naugatuck. Ground ball hit down to short, fielded. Isaac got it across the diamond in time to Verrab for the out. Good strong throw. Skog retired 6-3. So in the inning, no runs. You had the one hit. There was a walk, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. All right, we'll be back with the top of 3. Naugatuck, they hold the lead at 5-2. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
The American Legion. We're veterans serving America.
We'll be back with some fine messages from American Legion Baseball. Just a few. New pitcher on the mound for Stanford. TJ Wainwright has come on the pitch. Noah Skoggs has moved from the bag at second to play shortstop. And Matt Wears from the hill will go back to second base here. Leading things off in the top of the third inning is Nofree. So the line on Wears is closed. 2 innings of 7-hit, 5-run baseball. He walked 1 and struck out a couple. There was 1 error committed behind him there, and that was back in the first inning. So Nofree, who reached on the error by the shortstop. At the time, that was Wainwright. Wainwright's pitch fouled off. TJ Wainwright graduated from West Hill High School, 2019, 5'9", 180. Can sling it pretty good. Got that in there for the strike 3 call. And that's his first strikeout. Third by the team here. And he got 1 down quickly in the top of the third inning. Going to bring up Mike Netkeel, the catcher. Pitch down low to Netkeel. Netkeel, his first time, walked with the bases loaded and got an RBI for his patience at the plate. Deptula in the on-deck circle. Here's Wainwright offering and missed outside. Wainwright attending Central Connecticut State University, loves math, as we mentioned. Had a chance to play in the 2017 state tournament. And won the 19U state championship as a 15-year-old player, starting at second base for this Stanford team. So he's been around it for quite some time as TJ Wainwright. And Keel trying to get something going, the 3-2 pitch, and that's fisted up over the mound. That's going to be a lot of trouble, and it's not going to be, they're going to throw, but the dive to first by Nat Keel headlong, and that's going to go as a base hit. I didn't think Skog had a chance at all and made it very close.
The right fielder, Nate Deptula.
That's another hit, the 8th of the game now for Naugatuck. So they've come swinging the bats here today. Brings up Deptula, grounded out 4-3 his first time. So they got 1 out, 1 on, late swing. Pitch in there for the strike. Pitch down low. Fondest memory for Wainwright out in the mound. Winning the 2017 state championship for the late Chris Sabia. That ball got away from the catcher, and that Keel able to scamper into second base. I believe they'll call that one a pass ball, putting him into scoring position. Of course, Chris Sabia battling cancer, lost that fight, and team went out and did some good work for him. Chris, one of the great guys, one of his biggest moments and proudest moments was when he, it was a nice play by Weirs, and he'll throw to first in time to get the out there. Just beautifully done. Deptula, who's got some good speed, is out. What a play by Matt Weirs. As though Chris Sabia just touched a hand upon his shoulder to help him out there. That does push the runner to the bag at third. So 4-3 on the spectacular play. 2 down. But Chris put so much time and effort into the Stanford program, and certainly proud of their accomplishments under his direction, and things have carried forward. With Kevin Murray and company and the team still playing with a whole slew of pride. That pitch inside to the leadoff hitter, that's Zach Graveline with a base hit and 2 tries and a run scored. Got a runner just 90 feet away, less than that with that lead. Pitch hit high in the air. Center fielder Cribben, he'll circle underneath it and reach up, and he'll make the catch for the inning's final out. So Graveline hits it pretty well, but center fielder covers ground out there, and that's going to do it. So in the top of the third, no runs for Naugatuck. They did come up with a base hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. Back with the bottom of 3, Naugatuck, they have a 5-2 lead over Stanford.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
The American Legion. We're veterans serving America.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment.
Welcome back here in the bottom of the third inning. Just underway in the bottom of the third. TJ Wainwright now pitching. He's moved from the shortstop spot to pitch. Leading it off, had a double and a run scored. His first plate appearance against Bruno. Hits it on the ground. But Ryzik will field that. Shortstop got that good arm and accurately on the first to Austin Verrab for the out. 6-3 if you score that at home, and one down here in the bottom of the third inning.
Joe Scarrett.
So you have one down. And it brings up Joey Scarrett to the plate. Scarrett in the game is overwhelmed with a ground ball out. 1 for 2 yesterday. So that would make him 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored here in the Super Regional. And Nick Bruno is starting to settle down rather effectively out on the mound. Gave up a couple of runs back in the first inning. Has 2 strikeouts. Has walked a couple of batters. Got him in trouble in the first inning, the walk did. Skog walked to start the inning and eventually scored. But Bruno here dealing and paints the outside corner and gets a count going to 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out, nobody on base here in the bottom of the third inning. Bruno working extremely quick, and the count goes 1-2. Terrific game earlier today between Cheshire and Hamden. Dramatic finish, Cheshire winning to stay alive in the tournament. Hamden, the unfortunate loser. That ball chopped right back to the leaping Bruno, and on the first he goes to Austin Verrab, and 1-3. Scarrett is out. So now you have 2 down here, nobody on, and brings up Reed Geswaldi, the right fielder. His base hit back in the first inning brought home a pair of runs. Both Skog and Wainwright, who had walked and doubled, came around to score. So he's 1 for 1 with the 2 RBIs, and that pitch curveball a little short all the way to the backstop. Geswaldi now has 2 hits here in the Super Regional and 4 tries, so he's batting .500. How's that for some quick mathematics? Reed attending Gettysburg College. He's a quiet, doesn't have much to say, young guy. Big swing and a miss there, and the count goes 1-2. I'm just assuming that because the bio information, that's all he put in there. A lot of other guys were good with their typing and gave us a bunch of information. Wainwright certainly did. Here comes a pitch to the plate, curveball, a little too high. Gambino in the on-deck circle. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bruno peeks over the glove. Right-hander. Pitch. Fouled off first base way. Looking in is Bruno. Right-hander's pitch down a tad low. Geswaldi trying to become a 2-out base runner here in the bottom of the third. Nick Bruno's pitch down low, and that's ball 4, so he walks. There's a third walk issued by Bruno here in the contest. He's walked a runner every inning now.
Joe Gambino.
Should say a batter, and turned him into a runner. Here's Gambino to the plate, hinted that inning-ending double play 4-6-3, his first plate appearance. Gambino yesterday had a good day at the plate, going 2 for 3 with a double. Bruno from the stretch with a runner on. That ball lobbed over the head of Graveline, the second baseman and collected by Marks in center field. So Gambino comes up with a base hit. Now you got runners at first and second with 2 down. Papora to the plate, who walked his first time.
Baseman, Grant Purpura.
Stanford now has collected 4 hits in the afternoon. Pitch in for the strike. Papora walked, ended up at third base, was stranded there. That was back in second inning. Papora, a media and communications major at Drew University. Playing the sport of baseball since age of 3, now 19. Do the math, that's about 16 years. Was part of the 2017 Stanford State Championship team. Papora awaits from the left side. The Bruno 2-1 pitch down low, and the count goes 3-1. And the pitch to the plate, and that's a cue ball hit out the left field past the outstretched glove of Jagello. They're going to send the runner. No, they're not. And the throw way over the head of the catcher, Nakil, and a run will score as Nofri just overthrew that. The runner was going to stop, and Nofri just did not recognize it and did not get the ball to the cutoff. And Caswaldi scores on the E7. And runners will end up at second and third. So let's give Papora a base hit. Second base on the error, but the run will score, so no RBI. But Stanford has closed the gap to 5-3. Now they got 2 in scoring position as a conversation on the mound. So 2 consecutive hits. All this happening now with 2 outs, the ground ball out, one of them, then another ground ball out, and Bruno looked like he was getting out of the inning easily, and they gave up the single to Gambino, base hit to Papora, then the overthrow, and obviously that created some havoc. Got the walk toss in there. Matt Ware's trying to help his own cause, try to get off the hook. He gave up 5 runs on 7 hits and 2 innings of work. With a base hit here, he gets off the hook. He'll even the score. Struck out, called out on strikes his first time. The Bruno pitch down low and a nice stop by Nakil behind the plate. Bruno did appear yesterday in a relief effort for Naugatuck in their win over Cheshire. Outfield just about straight away. Pitch to Weirs, and a swing and a miss. He's now playing second base, by the way, as Weirs. He started the game as a pitcher, as we mentioned, now playing second. Wainwright went from shortstop to the mound. Right now, Bruno struggling to find that strike zone. Looked like for a bit there he had some rhythm going. That ball hit down to Jagello. He's going to have to throw it across the diamond, and a nice scoop over there by Vorab. He did that really nice on a throw that was dipping down low. Weirs is retired 5-3. So the error hurts Naugatuck as it results in a run, an unearned run. So 1 run on a couple of hits. There was that 1 costly error and 2 left on base. We're through 3, and you score Naugatuck 5 and Stamford 3. Back with more in a moment. Stay with us.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
The American Legion. We're veterans serving America.
The American Legion.
All right, welcome right back into the top of the fourth inning, and Nick Bruno leading things off against TJ Wainwright as Stanford trying to chip away and get back into this contest. 3 in the first, 2 in the second for Naugatuck for their total of 5. 2 in the first and 1 in the third for Stamford for their total of 3 runs in the afternoon. Bruno, the starting pitcher, still out there on the mound at least in thought process. He may be done, who knows, after his 3 innings of work. But at the plate, he's been very good today. He's 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored and a stolen base. Wainwright's pitch in for the strike call. Bruno will dig back in. Wainwright into the windup. That pitch missed, and the count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Bruno. Marks, and then Bedrizik to follow. Part of the batting order has done a lot of damage today for Naugatuck. They have a total of 8 hits already. That one spoiled off. Gambino at first. Wares at the bag at second. Skog is at shortstop. Popora is your third baseman. Dawkins, Cribben, Griswoldi in the outfield. Ball hit down to the shortstop. Skog comes up gunning, and on the first, got it there to Gambino for the out. And Bruno is retired to start the fourth. 6-3 if you score at home. And it brings up Justin Marks. Marks has singled twice, scored twice, and knocked in a run with one of those base hits. So he's 2 for 2. Jeff Clark's been working his tail off, chasing baseballs around here today. Paul Iverson, of course, also working hard behind the scenes. Here comes a pitch down low. It's Zagleski also doing yeoman work here as our official scorer here today. Ground ball right back to Wainwright, snares it on the first in time for the out, and Marks is retired. 1-3. 2 down here in the top of the fourth inning.
The shortstop, Zach Bedrizik.
Bedrizik coming up to the plate now. Zachary today has struck out, knocked home a pair of runs back in the second inning with a double. Scored Bruno and Marks, who had singled just prior. That was all against Wares when he was on the mound. Wainwright came out and shut the door in the third by giving up just a hit. Collected his first strikeout in his appearance in relief. Pitch popped up very high. It's going to float to the outfielder. That carried a lot more than I thought it was going to, and that's going to be Cribben making the catch there in center field. So 1-2-3 inning. That is the first one of those we've had by either side. We'll be back with the bottom of the fourth inning. And your score, Naugatuck 5 and Stanford 3. Stay with us.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
The American Legion. We're veterans serving America.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Welcome back. Pitching change here for Naugatuck to begin the bottom of the fourth inning. And first pitch hit by Cribben goes through Verrab, and he'll reach. That's Zach Graveline now pitching as he moves from second base. Mark Nofri moves from left field to second base, and Nick Bruno from the mound out the left field. He changes there. So Cribben reaching on the E3. That went right through Austin Verrab. That's the first error by Naugatuck here today. You got a runner on for Jaden Dawkins, who singled his first time. So Graveline trying to preserve the lead for Bruno and company. Into the windup. And that will take some dust out of the glove of Nikhil with the fastball. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. Zach making his 12th appearance on the mound, and that's going to be dribbled foul. He's worked 25 innings, got a record at 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 save. Giving up 37 hits in the 25 innings, 16 runs, 13 of those runs have been earned. Does have a strikeout pitch, struck out 17, not bad control, as he's only walked 4 in the 25 innings, and ERA about 3.64. So Graveline trying to tame this Stanford team if he can't. Skog in the on-deck circle. Dawkins got a couple of hits now in the Super Regional overall with a run scored. Here comes the pitch. Runner will go, and the pitch will bounce to the backstop. He was off and going. I think they'll give him the stolen base there. No wild pitch. So with nobody out, a runner in scoring position now for Stanford as they try to chip away. They trailed after a half inning 3-0. They've closed the gap down to 5-3. Pitch hit high in the air to the center fielder. Marks going back. It's over his head. He can't get it as he makes a dramatic effort. Diving try. It's off his glove. They had to hold up the runner, but now he'll eventually come around to score with Cribben. He had to wait momentarily. Boy, I'll tell you, Marks made up some ground and made that a lot closer than you might think. That was just a terrific effort in straightaway center field. I didn't think he had a chance to get it, but he accelerated. Dawkins going to end up at second base with a double and an RBI. It's now a 1-run game. It's now 5-4. Skog's at the plate. Skog walked and scored, is grounded out. Still nobody out in the inning. So that error coming back to hurt Naugatuck here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Dawkins now 2 for 2 today. 3 for 4 here in the Super Regional as the number 9 hitter for Stamford. He's become a lethal weapon, hasn't he? Skog will take the strike. Count goes 0-1. Graveline from the stretch. He'll look the runner back. Here's the pitch. Curveball. Good pitch over the outside corner to Skog. TJ Wainwright on deck. Both these teams trying to use some science of putting the right pitches out there for the right amount of time. That ball hit very high to the left fielder, going back, and it's out of the reach of Nick Bruno. He'll have to chase it down. It clanks off the chain link fence. Coming around is Dawkins. A throw coming home, not in time. And we got a tie game. Ending up at second base is Noah Skog as they go back-to-back doubles here with an RBI for Skog. And Dawkins was flying. He brought up a whole slew of dust on a slide into the plate. So this game brand new, tied at 5. Hit total for Stanford up to 7. And here's TJ Wainwright to the plate. Wainwright today with a double and a run scored. Started as a shortstop. He's now out in the mound. So Wares is off the hook with Stanford battling back to tie it here. Bruno is off any hook too. They actually left with the lead, and Gaviline is a guy who could pay the price the way it all sits there out in the hill. Still nobody out in the inning. Stanford bats really starting to awaken now. Of course, the winner of this game will get tomorrow off, not play until Tuesday. Waiting to see who they're playing is Cheshire. They had that dramatic 4-3 walk-off win earlier today over Hamden. Ben Skeena, who is terrific at the plate, going 4 for 4 with a pair of doubles and the game-winning 2-run double in the bottom of the 7th. There's a ball hit high and deep to center. Marks going back. It's over his head, and that is going to clank up all over the wall, and that is going to be a home run. He got it out of here. The straightaway center field, T.J. Wainwright. What a blast. That's a 2-run home run. Wow. Straightaway center field. It just carried, and T.J. Wainwright with a 2-run homer. That will certainly clear the bases. And now Stanford leads at 7-5. Wainwright just drove that over the center field fence. Joe Scarad, the catcher, now stepping up to the plate, but there's going to be a timeout before that as Graveline. They've been hitting them deep here. 2 consecutive doubles. Now the home run, the straightaway center field by TJ. There was, I guess, no doubt about it. From this vantage point, we're a little bit lower than the fence here. It was difficult to see how far it's going to carry. And Marks was giving it a chase. He thought he had a chance at it there, but that cleared the fence. I thought maybe for a second it'd be ground rule double. But no, that cleared the fence and straightaway center field. Wainwright with a long blast. Graveline now with the bases empty. Still nobody out in the inning. 4 runs have scored. An error, 2 doubles, and a 2-run homer. Pitch in there for the strike call. Caswaldi in the on-deck circle. That's fouled back by Reed Gaswaldi. Gaswaldi's had a nice day today. 2-run single in the first. Walked and scored in the third. This one becoming a bit of a slugfest now. 2 teams have collaborated for 16 hits. Swing and a miss. Ball was dropped. Finding an angle to throw as Nakil got it on the first. And finally an out as Rad is retired on the strikeout. That is the first for Graveline since he's come on in.
Reed Gaswaldi.
Brings up Reed. Gaswaldi coming up now. Hopefully I didn't say he was up just a moment ago. Rad strikes out. Gaswaldi up now, with that, let me see, RBI. Base hit in the first, brought home 2 runs and the walk in the third. Pitch in there for the strike. 7-5 you score now here in the 4th. Graveline's pitch. Curveball, swing and a miss. And the strikeout. Set it back in the first inning when Wares had a couple of strikeouts that, you get banged around, but you come up with strikeouts in some of these innings as though you're dominating. It's So crazy. Second strikeout of the inning. Here's Gambino to the plate. Bounce into a 4-6-3 double play and a single here today. First pitch, strike one. Bristol with a 1-0 lead over Southington, the defending state champs, out at Rotary Field in South Windsor. Can believe this at Bristol, the last time they played in the state tournament here in the state of Connecticut was 2006, one of the most prestigious, winningest programs in Connecticut, and it's been that long. That's a long time. It's amazing. I know, a lot of people stunned. Yep. A little pop-up for the out. Yeah, Paul Iverson just mentioning he didn't believe Paul LaFleur when he brought that up, the general manager. And we all went back and checked it out, make sure Paul was accurate. Of course he's accurate. He's been around Bristol American Legion play for a long time. 100 years, exactly. He started the program, I think. As they celebrate 100 years of American Legion baseball, don't we, here? At the national level or close to it? Close to it? Yeah, 6 years. How many years? 96 years? 6 more years for 100? Legion's 100. Connecticut needs 6 more years. In 6 years. Okay. So American Legion, 100 years old, celebrating 6 more years for baseball. So that let's recap that half inning. There was a lot going on there. 1, 2, 3, 4 runs put up on the board. The big hit, the 2-run home run by T.J. Wainwright. You had the RBI doubles by Skog and by Dawkins also thrown in there. So a total of 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 hits. The 4 runs was an error. Nobody left. All right, let's stay in right here as we move on to the top of inning number 5. Stanford now leading at 7-5. Getting warm. Been warm all day. I'm starting to feel it. Kind of that hump time for all of us who have been here all day working hard, the volunteers and folks doing the grounds crew work, working at the concession stand, all the folks from American Legion keeping the stats, the newspaper writers who have been here today. This is Jagello to the plate, and he hits one on a hop down to Skog. Skog will get it across a diamond. Gambino with the stretch there. He's tall as Gambino, and Jagello on a pitch is retired, so he's now 1 for 3. Had that RBI single back in the first inning. 6-3, if you like the score. Brings up Austin Varab. Varab today is struck out and grounded out. So you got 1 out here at the top of the 5th. Varab with no free in the on-deck circle. This is Wainwright who hit that monstrous home run to center field. Out on the mound. His game to win, by the way. Wainwright is 2 for 3 with the 2-run homer. And pitch hit for Rab. He's down to the bag at first. So 1 out base runner. And it's going to bring up Mark Nofri. So Nofri, who began the game in left field, now playing second base with a pitching change earlier by Naugatuck. Has reached an error called out on strikes back in the 3rd. He was the first batter that Wainwright faced in the 3rd inning. And we have a base runner at first for Varab. That ball struck out towards right field and in for a base hit. Fielded out there by Giswaldi. And he got runners at first and second. So Nofri goes after the first pitch and singles, and Naugatuck trying to make a run right back into this thing as they got runners at first and second now.
Mike Natkeel.
That is their 9th hit of the game. Brings up Mike Natkeel. Natkeel has walked with the bases loaded, got an RBI for all that. Singled back in the 3rd. So he's 1 for 1 with an RBI. Is Natkeel. Got 2 on and just 1 out here in the inning. The pitch inside from T.J. Wainwright. Giswaldi did a nice job cutting that ball off in right field and holding the base runners. I believe that's Tristan Bosco who's running down at the bag at second. Indeed it is. For Naugatuck. Recent grad from Naugatuck. Wainwright the pitch. Inside again. Living dangerously there against that Keel as that nearly clipped him. Count goes 2 balls and no strikes. Deptula in the on-deck circle. Naugatuck trying to make a run back into this contest. At one time they had a 3-0 lead through a half inning. Stanford has come all the way back from a 5-2 deficit to take the 7-5 lead here on the strength of the 2-run home run by Wainwright. Out of town, Bristol with a 1-0 lead over the defending Connecticut State champ Southington. That ball chopped first base side. Wainwright will go and get the out at the bag at first, and runners will advance. He was thinking going to second. So now you got runners at second and third. That Keel retired 1-3 for the inning's second out.
The right fielder, Nate Deptula.
Deptula now stepping up to the plate. Deptula Nathan graduated from Naugatuck High School, 6 feet 185. Number 9 here in the lineup. 0 for 2 today. Did have a base hit yesterday. And that dramatic win over Cheshire in extra frames. One team has been eliminated here from the South Super Regional. That was Hamden. That demoralizing loss to Cheshire earlier today. A walk-off win for Cheshire. Their third of the tournament overall for Cheshire, going back to pod play. 4-3. Skeena with the winning 2-run double in the bottom of the 7th inning to send Hamden packing. West Hartford eliminated earlier today by Waterford 6-5 in a close affair at Rotary Field in South Windsor. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes here. Deptula got runners at second and third. A base hit could tie the score here in the top of the 5th inning. Wainwright with a long look in. He'll use the leg kick. Comes with a fastball. Struck him out. Just challenged him there and picks up his second strikeout in relief. So in the inning, no runs. You have the 1 hit, the hit batter, no errors, and 2 left on base. And we'll keep it right here as we settle in for the bottom of the 5th inning. But first, God bless America and honor our veterans who have served, will serve, and have served.
Who are serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. We ask that you keep standing as we play God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Thank you.
Ready? Here we go. Last inning, they got a pinch runner. Where are we entering on?
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
The American Legion. We're veterans serving America.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities.
Welcome back for the bottom of the 5th inning, and Grant Papura to lead things off. He has walked and singled today. Going up against Zach Graveline. Graveline touched up for 4 runs back in the 4th in relief. As a fly ball hit out the center. Mark's able to put it away and quickly one down. Papura retired. Didn't take long. 1 pitch. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 7-5 your score. Stanford trying to remain the lone unbeaten here in the South Super Regional.
Matt Weirs.
The loser of this game will take on Cheshire that beat Hamden earlier today. A game at 6:30 tomorrow night, just one game tomorrow night. The team that advances out of that game between the two teams with 1 loss will take on the winner of this game on Tuesday, and a must-win situation to force an if game on Wednesday. Pitch in there for the strike call. Matt Weirs started the game out in the mound, now playing second base, has made a terrific play defensively. Got banged around when he was out there pitching, to be quite honest about it. And gave up 5 runs on 7 hits. Hits a long, high fly ball. Might have been windblown a bit, but Marks will scurry after that and make the catch. And I'll tell you what, he's getting a lot of work out there today. He's had to chase down a lot of high fly balls, so you have 2 down.
Robert Cribben.
And here comes Robert Cribben to the plate. Cribben today has struck out, reached on an error, and scored. He began the 4th inning, reached on an error, eventually came around. As the inning in which a double brought him home, another double brought home Dawkins, and then Wainwright cleared the bases with that towering 2-run home run to straightaway center field. Graveline's pitch to the plate, and that ball well struck but fouled down the right field side by Cribben. Nobody on here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Just tuning in, Naugatuck actually jumped out to a 3-0 lead through 1/2 inning on 4 hits. Added 2 more in the 2nd. That ball hit high up into the air. Shortstop is out, and Pedrizik will put it away, and that's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Zach Graveline. As a little pop-up will end it there. 1-2-3 goes Stanford. We're back with the top of the 6th right after this. Stay with us.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We pledge ourselves to our veterans, our youth, a strong national defense, and Americanism. These 4 pillars shape our work and what we do for America. We work relentlessly within our 4 pillars of service, and we succeed. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We pledge ourselves to our veterans, our youth, a strong national defense, and Americanism. These 4 pillars shape our work and what we do for America. We work relentlessly within our 4 pillars of service, and we succeed. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We pledge ourselves to our veterans, our youth, a strong national defense, and Americanism. These 4 pillars shape our work and what we do for America. We work relentlessly within our 4 pillars of service, and we succeed. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America. The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We pledge ourselves to our veterans, our youth, a strong national defense, and Americanism.
All right, welcome right back here as we move on to the top of inning number 6. Leading it off is Zach Graveline. Out of town, Bristol continues to lead Southington by the slim score of 1-0. In playoff baseball today in the North Super Regional. Graveline, Bruno, and Marks against TJ Wainwright. Wainwright's pitch to the plate, just missing the outside corner, and the count at 2 balls and 1 strike. Just underway here at the top of the 6th inning. And the pitch popped up. Second baseman should have a play on it. Wares will camp underneath and make the catch. 1 down. Graveline retired on a pop up to second. And you have 1 down, brings up Nick Bruno to the
left
plate.
Fielder, Nick Bruno.
So Bruno to step in with 1 down and the base is empty. Wainwright has certainly settled the ship since he's come in. He's not allowed a run. Came on in the 3rd inning. Ground ball batted down to Skog. He'll field it and cross the diamond. Nice play at the bag at first by Gambino to take it on the backhand side. And Bruno retired 6-3 as he went quickly. And you have 2 down here at the top of the 6th inning.
The center fielder
Brings up Justin Marks, a center fielder. Marks with a couple of hits, 2 runs scored, an RBI today. He's 2 for 3. Wainwright looking for the 1-2-3 inning. Ground ball charged by the 3rd baseman, taken by Popora. Got it on the first. That's a nice play there. And Marks retired, hustling down the line 5-3. That's a 1-2-3 inning for TJ Wainwright and company. We're back with the bottom of the 6th inning. And it's Stanford on top by the score of 7-5. Stay with us.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
The American Legion. We're veterans serving America.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members.
All right, welcome back. Jaden Dawkins, the number 9 hitter, has had himself a heck of a game here today. He has a base hit, run scoring double, and a run scored. He's 2 for 2 for the 9 slot. Facing Graveline, he doubled and brought home a run off of Graveline, who's a relief pitcher in for Nick Bruno, who started today and worked 3 innings. First pitch quickly in there for the strike call. Skog and then Wainwright to follow. Graveline's pitch, curveball hit down the 3rd baseline, but foul. Jagello remains at 3rd. Bedrizik is your shortstop. No free at the bag at 2nd for Naugatuck. Verrab at 1st. That Keel behind the plate. Deptula in right. Marks in center. And Bruno is your left fielder. Graveline's pitch. Curveball. Strike 3 call. Pretty pitch there by Zach Graveline for the out.
The
Came on in the 4th in relief.
Noah
Gave
Skog.
up 4 runs in the 4th inning. And it brings up Noah Skog. Skog with a double and an RBI in the 4th. Walked in the 1st and scored. So officially he's 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Count goes 0-1. Graveline's pitch. Fouled off the end of the bat. The count goes 0-2 to Noah Skog. Outfield just about straight away. Infield is back. Nobody on. That hit way up in the air. Shortstop is out, and over to make the catch is Isaac for the out. You have 2 down as Skog is retired.
Thank you, sir.
Here in the
The
bottom
pitcher,
of the 6th inning, and brings up the pitcher.
TJ Wainwright.
TJ Wainwright. His game to win, by the way, here today in relief. Came on in the 3rd inning. Since he's come on, he's only allowed 2 hits and hit a batter. At the plate has a couple hits, including that monstrous 2-run home run to straightaway center field. A double and a run scored back in the 1st. And he's got himself another hit up the middle. Wainwright's 3rd hit of the day. So he's going to be hitting star number 2 today. Certainly Ben Skeena, who went 4 for 4 for Cheshire and drove in the game-winning run with a 2-run double in the bottom of the 7th inning in our prior game, would be our hitting star of the day. That was just absolutely clutch, although Wainwright's 2-run homer in the 4th is the difference on the scoreboard right now. 7-5. And he's also potentially going to be the winning pitcher. Naugatuck is down to their final 3 offensive outs, and they really haven't touched them all that much. Garrad at the plate has bounded out twice, struck out, so he's 0 for 3 today. Is the catcher, Joe. Wainwright with a good lead away from the bag at first. And the pitch. Bends in for the strike call off speed pitch from Graveline. Nothing overpowering there, but well placed. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike to the number 3 hitter in the Stanford lineup. Runner goes. Strike call, throw on down, no tag. A little late there by Isaac. McKeel trying to get it down there. So in the scoring position goes Wainwright. They're looking for that one more insurance run and wind up. Perhaps the toughest part of the batting order coming up for Naugatuck. Although Bruno and Marks were retired back on the 6th, they each have a couple of hits here today. That's rolled off the end of the back towards the first base dugout, home of Naugatuck. Out of town, Bristol continues to lead Southington by the score of 1-0. A pitch missed inside. More baseball coming your way from Rotary Field in South Windsor tomorrow at 6:30. Elimination game taking place. We'll have one here at Sepla Field. Ball hit very high up in the air to left field. It's going to carry towards the fence, and that is gone for a 2-run home run. Joe Scarad hits a 2-run homer to left field. That's the 2nd home run by Stamford here in the game. That's a 2-run blast. Wainwright will score just before Scarad does, and that is a monstrous hit. And 2 runs up on the board for a 9-5 lead.
The right fielder.
And it brings
Reed
up
Giswaldi.
Reed Giswaldi to the plate, who has singled home a pair of runs, struck out, walked, and scored. So 2 home runs here today. Wainwright and now Scarad with a homer. Both the 2-run variety. That ball hit high in the air. No free is out. Right fielder on, and a little minor collision, we hope, as Deptula will make the catch. No free got clothesline there a little bit. Hopefully he's going to be okay. Slow to rise, so the miscommunication between the two. But hopefully he'll be all right. We'll be back. He's up, and that's good news. Back with the top of the 7th. Stamford pulling away 9-5. Naugatuck down to their final 3 outs.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation, with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
The American Legion. We're veterans serving America.
The American Legion.
Hi. Come to the area behind home plate.
All right, welcome back. The 50-50 raffle taking place. Didn't buy a ticket. Haven't bought a ticket yet. I'm going to wait for the championship series this weekend and put all my money into the Friday night pot. I go for the big one, Paul Iverson. Paul likes these little pots. He wants. Well, I guess it all adds up. One. Okay.
I had one yesterday.
Paul will join us tomorrow night for some interview talk. Tomorrow night, we'll do that. Are you going to be here tomorrow night? No, Tuesday night? Wednesday night?
The shortstop.
Over the weekend? Oh, then you're getting ready to go. Okay. As we come on here in the 7th inning, we'll bring Paul on now then. How's that? Because we're not going to get a chance to get him again. Here in the top of the 7th inning, Paul Iverson joining us. He joined us for a few minutes yesterday. As we come on to the 7th, Bedrizek, Jagello, and Verrab to face T.J. Wainwright. And I thought Stanford really did a terrific job today managing their personnel, making changes, pitching staff, how they managed it all here today, because you need to do that in these type of tournaments.
Yeah, absolutely, Don. And each move they made worked.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was the key, but very timely. And, Kevin pulled the right strings at the right time, and they responded big now.
This is Wainwright out on the mound here in the top of the 7th, and 4-run lead at 9-5. Naugatuck came out quickly and scored 5. But I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about, because you're not going to be here the rest of the week. You have other commitments, of course, with the National Baseball for American Legion. They're going to be taken care of. But I know there's a few programs close to your heart and fundraisers that take place, and you're very proud, as we mentioned yesterday, and for the new folks out there listening, what you've done for American Legion veterans.
Yeah, thanks, Don, and really appreciate talking about it again. As I said 5 years ago, we, through the committee and our programs, our teams, Legion Post, just Friends of American Legion, and Friends of Veterans, we started on a mission to raise some funds, give back to the veterans in need, and we selected an American Legion National Program, Operation Comfort Warrior, as the project that we were going to help out. Our first 4 years, we have collected and provided $26,000, and this year we're very, very proud of the fact that our teams and programs and everybody stepped up, and we raised another $8,000 this year to bring our total 5 years to $34,000, and I will have the honor and opportunity to represent Connecticut American Legion Baseball and present that check at this year's World Series.
That's so exciting. Last year, I think it was $10,000. This year, $8,000. So over the last couple of years, you've seen some tremendous growth.
Absolutely. Last year, yes, and thank you, Don. Sorry to interrupt, but yes, last year actually is the first year we set a goal, and we set that goal of that $10,000 because we were providing that check at the 100th American Legion National Convention in Minneapolis, and we wanted it to be special, and it was. Everybody really stepped up. We had some large donors, and it was very exciting. It was humbling to be there at the convention to give that check and tell our story to the commander and all the other departments from around this country.
There's so many different ways that folks can give to American Legion to support any one of the programs or the veterans that are out there in life. Why did you choose this particular program? And
yeah, it actually, myself and a couple of friends kind of initially came up with the idea, And once we decided to do something for veterans.
Can I just interrupt?
Yes.
You say friends?
The second base.
Yeah, both of them.
Both of them are. Well, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, and I still have them.
You still have them.
I still have two.
Okay.
But thank you. And we selected that in part because there's a lot of programs out there helping vets, and God bless them, they're all doing the right thing and in various different ways. But we selected that because, first of all, we're American Legion, and American Legion does have a program like Operation Comfort Warrior, and part of the real key is that because it's administered by the national office, there are no administration fees. So the $8,000 we raised this year, the $8,000 goes to veterans. There is no cost impact that we have to cover. And so it was pretty much a no-brainer. We're American Legion. They have a program. The dollars go to the veterans. It's administered outside the fund itself. So it became a no-brainer.
Any heartwarming stories, from the funds that you've raised? Have you met anybody personally where that funding has touched somebody?
The answer is yes. About 3 years ago, and I honestly just don't remember the name. But a veteran actually from Iowa, and I just do not remember the name.
Yeah. But you had to feel good about that.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
That's amazing.
It was neat to know that he was benefiting, and we played a part in that process. So it was fun.
Absolutely. Well, Paul, we're going to run out of time because this game came to an end. And I know you're doing great work, and you've been at it for a long time, and we wish you the best as it moves forward. And are we going to see you this weekend at least for a couple of days, or are you off?
No, I'll be off. I'm heading for Sioux Falls. I have the pleasure and the honor to be the tournament director out there again for the Central Plains region. So I'll be heading out to get that ready and get that thing rolling and be prepared for the teams when they come and get someone to Shelby.
Awesome. And you'll be in Shelby, obviously enjoying the action from there after the regional.
Yes.
So long flight, pretty long bus ride, then you finally can make a home for about a week or
Absolutely.
so.
Absolutely.
Paul, thanks for joining us and all your great work here in the state of Connecticut and at the national level.
Thank you, Don, and thanks to you and your staff for providing the coverage that you do for our during the regular season for many, many games, and here in our tournament to cover all these games and do it professionally and put it on the internet and help people that can't be here. It's great for Legion Baseball. It's great for Connecticut Legion Baseball. So thank you and your staff.
Well, thank you. We've been doing it for a long time together now, Paul.
Sure have.
All right. Paul Iverson joining us. That's going to do it right here from SEPA Field in Meriden. Your final score, 9-5 in favor of Stanford. So it's going to set things up for tomorrow. A 6:30 first pitch as Cheshire will take on Naugatuck, the loser here. So the winner of that game will be the lucky team to take on Stanford on Tuesday, who will be nice and fresh after a day off. And we'll see what happens from there as we wind our way towards the state championship weekend right here at SEPA Field beginning on Friday. Best 2 of 3 series on Friday and Saturday with a game Friday night. At least one game Saturday, if game Saturday to immediately follow. And then we'll have the little guys, the 17 and under group and the 15 and under teams competing for a championship on Sunday. We'll have full coverage of that, too. So your final score one more time, 9-5. T.J. Wainwright will pick up the win. He was a hitting star today, too, as he went 3 for 4 with a 2-run home run and 3 runs scored. Joe Scarad chipped in with a monstrous 2-run home run for Stamford. Naugatuck gets to live again, and for Stanford, they get a chance to take a day off. That's going to do it right here from SEPA Field. Your final, 9-5, Stanford over Naugatuck. Goodbye, everybody.
Fire calls time there.
Yeah. And that curveball drop in, that'll be a called strike 3.